Welcome to Lyxcode. You and I are going to be developing your own voice generator system, and as I go along, I'm going to be explaining every single piece of code we write so you can fully understand and customize this system on your own. Let's take a look at what we're gonna be making. It's a straightforward system. You're gonna have a channel called a join to create, and whenever a member connects to this channel, a new channel will be generated and the member will be moved into it. Now we're also going to be making 4 commands for this system, which will allow the owner of this channel to take some control over it, like edit its name, invite members, remove members, and make the channel public. Alright, so let's go ahead and start out. Alright, so to be able to do this, we need to listen on the client event voice state updates. Now, if you look at the documentation, we'll receive, by listening to the event, we will receive old state and new state objects from it. Old state obviously being the voice state of the member prior to the new state. Alright, so now that we have understood that a little bit better, let's go to our events folder, create a new folder and call it voice, basically to section of voice events. And now let's create a file, and here we'll call it GTC, stands for join to create, for example. You can name it whatever you want. Alright, so inside of this folder or file, we need to require the voice state property from discord.js. And let's grab, we don't need message embedded in here, we're not gonna send messages. Alright, now we're gonna model export, and we're gonna give the name of voice state update, just like this. This is case sensitive, so make sure it is exactly like that. And then we're gonna go down and async execute, and here we're gonna execute old state, new state, and we're also gonna grab the client, because we're gonna be creating a collection. I've already done that, so let's go to our main actually now, structures main, and if create this, let me delete it and show you how to do it. So client dot you can name it voice generator equals to new collection, and that's it. Make sure you require collection from discord.js and not from Mongoose. Alright, so let's exit out of this. Now here we're gonna grab our parameters, so let's grab this, do this real quick. Let's type voice state in here, voice state in here, and we don't need our client parameters because it's a collection. Alright, so far so good. Now in here we're gonna destructure the new state object. We're gonna grab the guide and the member object, so we type const equals to new state, and you can also use old state for this, it doesn't really matter. Now here we're gonna grab member and guide, simple. Now because we're gonna be checking a lot, we're gonna be checking the channel, the IDs and stuff like that, it's better that we create variables to shorten our code. So let's create a new variable and call it old channel, and it's gonna be old state.channel, and create another variable and call it new channel, and it's gonna be equal to new state channel. And now we're also gonna create another variable, and it's gonna be called join to create, so const join to create, and it's gonna include the channel ID of the join to create channel, just like this. Let's go back and paste it. Now we're gonna shake, so we're gonna open up an if statement, and here we're gonna shake. So if there is an old channel, if the old state had a channel, so basically if the member was in a channel prior, and that channel is not equal to the new channel, maybe the user switched or the member switched or something, and we can also check if there is a new channel and the new channel ID is equal to the join to create, then we're gonna execute this code. This basically lets us listen to whenever the user switches channel or joins the channel of join to create. Very simple. And now if we detect that, then we're gonna create a new voice channel. So let's define it. So let's type const voice channel equals to await guide.channels.create, and here we're gonna assign the name, for example member.user.tag of the one that joined the channel. And now we're gonna create an object, and then here we're gonna assign the type of the channel that we're gonna create to be guide_voice, and then the parent, basically the category, is gonna be the same as new channel parent, just like this. and then we're gonna create permission overrides. So let's permission overrides, and in here we're gonna open up an array, and in the first object we're gonna provide the ID of the member, and then we're gonna allow them to connect. Then let's put a comma here, open up another object, and the ID this time is gonna be guild.id, which means the ID of everyone. And here we're gonna deny connect, and it's an array because you can add multiple permissions and stuff like that. All right, once that is done, let's go down here and let's go inside of the collection and create a new entry. So type client dot voice generator, and you have this has to be the exact same as this. So let's make sure and copy it correctly. All right, just like this. And here we're gonna dot set member.id, and then voice channel.id, and then we're gonna await new channel. And what we're gonna be basically here doing is setting a timeout, so people don't spam the join to create channel. So we're gonna remove their access from the channel for 30 seconds every time they join to create channel. So new channel.permissions overrides.edit, and here we're gonna provide the member object, and then we're gonna type connect equals to false, so they are not allowed to connect. And then we're gonna set a timeout. All right, and we're gonna edit the permission again, edit member, and then we're gonna allow them to connect again after 30 seconds. So you do this, put a comma in here, and you can actually delete this. So let's actually delete, just like this. All right, and here we're gonna assign 30 times 1000. Basically that means 30 seconds. You can also type 30,000, but this is easier to see and adjust. All right, now here we're gonna return with another set timeout. All right, and here we're gonna drag the member into their newly owned channel. So voice member.voice.set channel. Here we're gonna provide the voice channel, and we're gonna do that after 0.5 seconds. So because we're doing a couple of stuff here, it's better to do this to give some breathing points to your bot. All right, so let's try this out so far. Let's node space dot. All right, let's go to the Discord, and I'm gonna join to create. And like you see here, a channel opened up and I got dragged into it. Now you won't see that this channel is locked. I'm gonna show you in the other look here, for example, because I'm admin on this account. All right, so now look, I cannot join Lyx's channel. Now if I press join to create, watch how this channel gets locked. Like you see here, now I will not be able to join the channel again. So pretty simple and pretty neat. Let's go back to the code, and now here we're gonna write the code of actually deleting the channel after the owner has left it. And to do that, it's pretty simple. Here we're gonna type const owned channel equals to client.voiceGenerator.get member ID. So because if you see here, when somebody creates a new channel, we're basically making a new entry inside of this map or collection, saying that this channel ID is belonging to this member ID. So here we're checking. So if we're defining own channel and we're trying to get it from the member ID, and here we're gonna check. So if own channel, so if it does exist, that if that member has a channel, and if old channel.id is equal to own channel, and here we're gonna open this rounded brackets because it's gonna be we're gonna use the or function, and here we're gonna type exclamation mark new channel, so there isn't a new channel, or the new channel ID is not equal to the old channel. So what we're saying basically here, if there is an entry that matches this member ID inside of the collection, and if the old channel, old state, is equal to that own channel, so it's basically the old channel that they were in is equal to their own channel, and they didn't join a new channel, or the new channel that they switched to is not equal as the own channel, then we're gonna delete it. So let's open a code plugin here, and here we're gonna type client.voicegenerator.set member.id, and here we're gonna remove the actual channel ID, and then we're gonna type old channel.delete, and then we're gonna catch, because sometimes an admin might delete the channel manually. So here we're gonna catch the error if it happens, and we're gonna basically void it. We're not gonna do anything with the error because it's a simple error. Now let's restart the bot. Now obviously this channel you have to delete it manually because the bot was not running. If you want them to be automatically deleted anyway, you can use a database, but we're not gonna be using it for this episode. Alright, so in here we're gonna type or press join to create, and like you see, it dragged me. Now if I disconnect, it's gonna delete the channel, and if I join again, and let's create another voice channel, well, whatever. And now if I switch to it, this is also gonna be deleted with no errors in the console. Very simple. Alright, so now we're done basically with the template of it. Now we're gonna go over and create our 4 commands that will allow the owner to have some control over their channel. Alright, so let's go ahead. Alright, now let's go to our commands folder inside of our systems folder, or wherever you really want. Let's create a new file, and let's call it, for example, voice.js. Now in here we're gonna require command interaction and message embed from the Discord package, just like this. And then we're gonna model export, and we're gonna assign the command to be or the name of the command to be voice. Now command names must always be in lowercase, so don't forget that. Now the description we're gonna say or control your own channel. Alright, and then we're gonna go straight into options. Inside of an array, here we're gonna create 4 subcommands. The first one is gonna be the invite, so let's create the name invite type sub underscore command, and then we're gonna have our description invite a friend to your channel. For example, you can customize this description as much as you want, and then we're gonna have the options. The first option is gonna be member, and then the type is gonna be obviously user. It's gonna be also required, set it true, and then we're gonna have our description, select the member. Now we're done with our first subcommand. Now we can place a comma in here, and then we can copy this. Alright, and just change the values. So instead of invite, now we're gonna say, for example, disallowed, to basically remove a member from the channel. And here we can change the description. We can say remove someone's access to the channel. Alright, and then the member obviously here, just leave it as it should be. And now another subcommand, let's paste it one more time, and here we're gonna say name. Alright, the description we're gonna say change the name of your channel. Alright, and instead of member we're gonna say text, and instead of user is gonna say string, and here we can say provide the name. Pretty simple. And now for our last subcommand, which is gonna be public, to make the channel public for everybody, or to turn it off. So public, and instead of this description we're gonna say make your channel public to everyone. Alright, and instead of member we're gonna change it to turn. Instead of user it's gonna be string, and then we're gonna have choices. So description we're gonna change this, we're gonna say turn on or off. You can change this if you want. Now we're gonna have our choices, and it's gonna be 2 choices. Don't forget your commas. Alright, the first one is gonna be on, the value is gonna be on. Second one is gonna be off, value off. And by the way, you can have these names as capital if you want, and you can also add emojis in choice names. Alright, so we're basically done with our command structure. This is how it should be looking like. Now let's go down here and let's async execute, we're gonna execute interaction and client, and then we also gonna grab our parameters like we did before. So command interaction, we don't need the parameters for the client, so we're gonna remove that. Now we're gonna grab options, member, and guide from the interaction objects. We're gonna basically destructure it, and you do that by tapping const curly brackets equals to interaction, and here we can type options, member, and guide. I know you guys hate hearing guilds. You want me to say guild, but I'm never gonna do that in my life, so get used to it. So const sub command, here we're gonna grab that because we have 4 sub commands. We're gonna check which one was chosen. So const sub command equals to options dot get sub command, just like this, and then we need to define the voice channel of the actual interaction member. So we're gonna type const voice channel equals to member.voice.channel, right? And then we're gonna define a template embed. So const embed equals to new message embed, right? We can set the color, the default color, to be green, for example, for now. And then we're gonna shake. If you remember, let's go to our event here. How we pushed some information to the voice generator collection. We're gonna grab it from here. Now we're gonna type const owned channel equals to client.voice generator. Let me copy the exact name so it doesn't differ. Alright, generator dot get member.id. Alright, so we have defined all the variables that we need for now. Let's go here and we start with the if statements, or the error checks, you can say to. So these commands are basically specific for the voice system. So if a member tried to use these commands while they were not in a voice channel, then it's completely unnecessary. So we're gonna check if exclamation mark voice channel, and then we're gonna return, let's go down, return interaction dot reply. Let's have it the embeds, and let's change the embed description here, and we can say you are not in a voice channel, right? And we can set the color to be red. Simple. Alright, so done with our first check. Now the second check, if they have passed this, that means they are in the voice channel. Now we need to check if they are the owner of the voice channel. So we're gonna type if exclamation mark own channel. So if there isn't an owned channel relating to this interaction member ID, or if the voice channel ID isn't equal to the owned channel, then we're gonna return interaction reply. Again, sorry, with the embed set description, and here we're gonna say you do not own this or any channel. Very simple and straightforward. So and actually we need to add this color red too here. So yeah, we're done with our shakes for now. Now let's create our switch statements. Here we're gonna type switch, scroll down a little bit, and we're gonna switch between the subcommand variable, and here we're gonna create our cases. Now we have 4 subcommands. We're gonna create a case for each one of them. Let's do this real quick and break, and now let's copy paste this a couple of times. There we go. Alright, so the first one, we're gonna check for the name because it's the easiest, I guess. And here we're gonna type const new name equals to options get string, and we're gonna get it from where is it, name text. Alright, just like this. And now, because let's go back to Discord, because you don't wanna people creating channel names as long as these ones, because there isn't really a limit, and this would look terrible. Let's limit it to 22 characters. I found that to be the soft spot, to where you don't get the 3 dots afterwards. So let's do that. So we're gonna type if new name dot length is higher than 22, or new name is dot length is lower than 1, then we're gonna return with an interaction reply, and we're gonna say embeds. If you hear my cat, I apologize. I'm gonna do nothing about it. So set description. Here we're gonna say name cannot exceed the 22 character limit, and we're also actually we should make all of them ephemeral, but let's set the color of it for now red. All right, and we're gonna type here ephemeral, set to true. All right, let's do that in all of the other previous replies right here after the array. All right, so far so good. Now we're gonna go down one more line or two more lines, and here we're gonna type voice channel dot edit. All right, and here we're gonna name, we're gonna provide the new name, and then we're gonna interaction dot reply embed set description. Channel name has been set to for example, let's say new name, and then we'll make this also ephemeral because why not. All right, now we're done with the first option. Now let's head over to the second option. So case invite, here we're gonna get the target member, so const target member equals to options.getMember, and we're gonna get it from the member option. Let's go up and check if we yes the member object or the option. And now here we're gonna type voice channel dot permission over I hope I don't type this wrongs, right, dot edit, and here we're gonna type target member, and then connect is gonna be true. All right, and then we're gonna send a message to the target member dot send embed dot set description, and here we're gonna say member has invited you to here we're gonna actually put the channel ID, voice channel ID, just like that. And now if we go down one more line, here we're gonna say interaction reply, and we can also reply with the embed. We're gonna say set description, let's say target member has been invited. All right, it's pretty simple so far. Now for the other option, which is gonna be called disallow. Where is it? Let's go down here. All right, so we're gonna also define the member. So let's grab this at the same option, and we're gonna also copy this. All right, and instead of true, we're gonna set it to false. And then we're gonna check before we kick them from the channel. We're gonna check. So if target member dot voice dot channel, so if they are inside of a voice channel and the target member voice channel ID is equal to the voice channel ID, then we're gonna kick them. So target dot voice dot set channel, and it's gonna be null. Otherwise people can abuse this, can kick random people. So that's why we're checking if they are in a voice channel and their voice channel is the same as the voice channel ID. Let's see here, see if there's any vulnerability with this. I don't think so. All right, so now let's reply with the embed. So interaction dot reply embeds, and embed description is going to be changed to for example type target member has been removed from this channel. All right, and let's make it ephemeral also, and let's also make this ephemeral. All right, Now for the last one, which is public. And don't worry, if you did any errors in here, we're gonna fix them whenever we try the command. So you don't have to worry about that. Alright, so public, and here because we can choose two choices, alright, we're gonna create another switch statement. So first of all, we're gonna type const turn choice equals to options.getString. And what did we name this? Turn. Alright, let's put it here. Turn. And switch, here we're gonna say turn choice void and and case on, we're gonna do this. Case off, we're gonna do this, and then we're also gonna be breaking. Alright, so case on, we're gonna voice channel dot permission overrides dot edit, and here we're gonna provide the guile ID, which is the everyone role. We're gonna type connect null. Alright, and then here we're gonna say interaction reply embed dot set description. The channel is now public, ephemeral true, and we can just copy this, paste it here, and say instead of null, we're gonna say false. So now we can say closed. Alright, so let's wish ourselves luck and try this out, and let's hope there's no errors. Bot is online. Alright, so let's go here and let me join the channel. Alright, and if I go to this browser, I cannot see this, or I cannot join the channel. So let's try to, first of all, let's try to rename it. So rename hello, and like you see the name has changed. Now if I try to rename it with a long name, it won't work because it exceeded the character limits. Alright, so now if I type voice public on. Alright, now public on, channel closed. Let's see why. 1 second. What did I type? Oh, I typed off. I'm sorry guys. Slash voice public on. Alright, channel is now public. Like you see here, I can join the channel. But now if I close it, so slash public off, the channel should be closed again. Where is it? Should be closed again. Alright, now if I type slash voice invite, and I invite the testing user has been invited. Now if I go to other one, I could see a message from the bot and says oh, let's change this real quick. It should be, where is it? Invite send has invited you. Let's try to put a wait before it. Maybe that fixes. This is weird. Alright, now let's try it again. Slash voice invite. I should create a new channel because I. Alright, slash voice invites, and let's provide testing user. And if we go to this, oh, there we go. You see, you should await it. So make sure to put await in here. Alright, so now if I press on this, I should join the channel. Now I can hear myself. Alright, so and let's disallow. So like you see here, I have permission to join the channel and I'm inside of the channel. Now if I type slash voice disallow member testing user, look, the user has been kicked and I can no longer join the channel. So yeah, I mean, this is it. I hope you guys learned a lot in this episode. Don't make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, see you in the next one.